Shalom, family. Shalom. Glory be to God. Blessed be His name. What's wrong with you humans? What is wrong with you humans? Maybe it's me. I do things a bit differently. I had thought I had made it clear over decades that if you put me in certain positions, then that will end everything between us. I said before, all I act, all I expect in return is that you treat me as I would treat you. And by that I mean you are dead unto me, as I should be unto you. That is the trade-off. I know this seems harsh, especially when it comes to family members and friends, exes, things like that, baby mamas and baby daddies, and y'all know how this shit go. But see, I don't have that in my life because I know how to leave it alone. While all at the same time being a pastor and a father, well, I choose not to. I choose to be one or the other. If one crosses the line, and which really basically says if you get in the way of what I'm doing or what I am believing, or you bring me stress, then your ass gotta go. Period. I'm not gonna care what or who it is. Whatever is causing me stress must go, or I must go. Either way, this separation will happen, and it will happen permanently. Permanently. I choose to think about you or not. I will put you in the dark recesses of my mind, and you will never be thought of again because I will never look over there. You are effectively dead. Effectively dead, as I've made it so within your life. Dead. But people have a hard time with that. So sometimes the most mundane of things, like, how you doing? Just checking on you. You know my first response. That's a variable that I don't need. So shit that bring me stress, I got legs. When my legs are tired, I usually have a little money where I can call a ride. That's not the point. The the point that I'm trying to make is this. You got one shot in life. That's it. One shot. One shot. That's it. And we go through life after age 18 making decisions and choices. Man, they have to make a choice. They don't have to say it with their mouths either. And then I do what God would tell me to do. On your way out the door, shake the dust off your feet. Shake the dust off your feet. And I mean that permanently. But then here comes the other God-like quality. That's mean. That's your fill in the blank. That's this. That's that. Never understanding, but I don't care. That's the real. Ask anybody who has known me. That is the real. I've left so many people on the wayside because, again, when you don't fit, you don't fit. Eventually, there will be conflict and friction and arguments, and I have the answer for it. It's called a distance. Distance. And I went so far as I let some people know that if you ever come between me and what I believe, then you gone. Point blank, there is that whole social strata around you. Whoever looks at you, talks to you, nurtures you, whoever takes food from you, whoever laughs with you, whoever lay down with you, all of that is yours, and yours will go. Yours will go, and whatever was ours is also yours forever. You can tell the rest whatever you want to do, but I would suggest that you tell them the truth. You can surmise it by saying, Daddy, Grandpa, Uncle, brother, friend died. They just died. Terms like but. I know this, but. I know this needs to be done, but I can't. Or it. Man, we don't have it. We don't have them kind of luxuries. We don't even think in that mode. It never comes into thinking at all. At all. Because you're not dealing with humanity like that. You are dealing with the end. The end. There is no buts. There is no can't. There are no options. But mankind, we made these choices as adults. But you're so used to dealing with other adults like yourself with the fickleness and nature of mankind that you don't even respect your own words or your own actions. Even your own words and your own actions have some get back unto you. And because you don't believe in your own words and your own actions, then you alter them. You alter your words even after you've spoken them. I don't alter my words after I've spoken them, ever. I never back up off my words. So if I simply cannot afford to have it there. What I'm doing is much more important than any one person, any group of people, even myself. I can't afford to have it there for them. I can't afford to have arguments, and I won't. I can't afford to be, in fact, I can't be around darkness. It's not going to happen. Even when I'm living in the Airbnbs, I'm isolated in my room. The point I'm making is the nuances amongst people and the fickle nature of mankind and his damn woman. Fickle. Totally fickle. Indecisive. Totally indecisive. That's the proper word. Indecisive. And when you make the decision, you don't want the whole decision. You want bits and pieces of it. You don't want the repercussions of the choices that you make. Then stop making the damn choices. What I'm gonna lose, who it's gonna hurt. And I made that choice using those variables. So I have no reason to second guess myself. It added up. 1 + 1 = 2. They were given warning after warning after warning, and yet we arrived at where we are, to the degree that a choice had to be made. The option to not make the choice was no longer there. The choice must be made. Left available. I just had to get you there. That's all. I just had to get you there. Then you make the choice. And you make that choice by leaving me no other options, no other way out. That is when the choice is made. It's either make the choice now or rise up against myself, start to violate me, start to break my own rules, my own life rules that I've made for myself. And that cannot ever happen. Ever. When I say that I'd rather be dead 1,000 times, definition as they written down in the dictionary. Because you don't, and you have nuances, don't necessarily mean that I do. In fact, I can safely tell you, if people would leave me alone, that there would be absolutely no nuances at all. So while I let this new development swim its way and maneuver its way through my thought process for the rest of the damn day, because remember, I said that I would die unto you. This is what I said. Just like, and I know to a whole bunch of people that sounds so absolute and final. Well, yeah, that's the point of it. Because we know what the rules are. For me, it's just grown-ups making decisions. Why do we have to complicate it beyond that? Why all these words? I mean, damn. Make a decision here. And one was made. And the decision was clear. I know that when I make this decision, I'm going to lose contact with this person, that person, this person, this person. I'm probably not going to matter if it's situation or freaking people. I'm going to deal with it. I have to deal with it because it can't be in my life. So I'm going to deal with it. It can't be there. You get what I'm saying? I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It can't exist in my life. It either comes up the path with me or it doesn't come at all. There is no middle ground in this. There is no middle ground. None. You either nurture or support or you absolutely with the word because there's no anger. It was more mechanical in terms of thinking rather than emotional. 1 + 1 = 2. The human, and I'm gonna keep using that term human because you made yourself into a being, a entity that's very strange to me. I believed you. Now I don't believe you anymore. I don't even believe your own anger. I don't believe your actions anymore because you can back up off of them. You can always say but. Always. Kind of a monster. Who would ever do that to their, who would ever say that to their, who would ever, man, that's cold. Really? Damn. Damn. You know, you can't have it both ways. Let me put this out there. You can't have the world and mana. Fear not being one of them. It gets biblical. It gets spiritual. But that's not how you think. No, you think that you can do and say things and that your words have no power. Your actions are just meant to be. Perhaps they are. But I live in a different world, whether we like that or not. It's why I don't have friends. It's why I don't have family. It's why I am isolated. Partially, mostly by choice. It's because of you and this fist in my life. Now, whether that is a standard given by God or one that's given by me, it still must be followed. The words out of my mouth that I speak, that my own ears hear, they will be followed. You hear me say, you know what, sometimes when you're talking about yourself, shut up. Never let your ear hear negative shit out of your mouth to your own ear and inside of your own head. That's a bad deal. Let other people curse you out. Let them talk about you like a dog. I'm going to do this and that and then don't do them. That would make me like you. Another reason, number 3, that I'm isolated. Without isolation, then I become corrupted like you. Not really, but it's still a damn chance that I'd rather not take. The more that I'm out, and Lord, this is so weak. Why am I even saying this? Because this sweet sounding even other to my own ears. It sounds like I'm saying that if I come around you and you are doing fucked up shit, that your very influence is gonna make me do some fucked up shit, and then die. Shit, you could bring me 8 ball and man 3 crack whores, and I just as soon give it back. And in a fact, I can tell you now exactly how it's going to go. Not like you think. They finna take a piece and get run off. I'm finna make a phone call and try to get rid of all of it at a one time and make me some change. Shit. How about that? Now, gone now. But the fickleness of man, and I say this again because when I first got the message, I was upset because this ain't the first time. No, you need to let me die out your life like it never really happened. This would I mean, this would make me happy in ways that's kind of messed up. But for me, it is a accomplishment, and I can move to the next phase of my life without you being there and be understanding and then sticking to it and showing them. No, I meant what I said. I really did. I didn't say it out of anger. I didn't say it because I was mad or because I was hurt. No, I just simply added it all up, installed all of the variables, and worked the equation to its logical conclusion. And the conclusion spoke for itself. And it's simple as that. So this will wiggle through my head for the next couple of hours. I don't think of your name anymore. I don't think of the past events that we once shared or the conversations that we once had. You are the shadow of a memory at that point. 6 months later, indeed, it is as if it never existed. It takes about 6 to 8 months, 9 months. It's a slow moving process, but eventually I get there. But the problem is there's always an interruption in this process. You need to make your minds up. Get caught up in mankind's experiences, i.e., relationships based off of those relationships, his experiences, or I do not. I chose not to. See, there's a rule I follow, and as it relates to mankind and my own people specifically, but generally mankind. I stay close enough to mankind or my people to relate to them, to know them. It's like that. You will lose in the transaction. You will lose in the transaction. It's not because you are doing wrong. No, it's the transaction itself. It's one in which there's no real nuance, and humans like nuance. They like a way out of their own words. It's like politicking. I said this, but I really meant that. I said this, but you took it too far. That type of thing. That type of thing. I don't have nuance. It either is or it ain't. I, 7 or 8 years ago, I don't make choices anymore. I don't. The choices I make are so basic. It's my choices are already made for me. This is why I have to make the decisions I make. If it's already written or already spoken, then I promise you that's what's going to be done in my life vis-a-vis you as a friend, as a family member, as a wife, as a girlfriend, as sons, and I promise you that's what's going to be done. None of those are choice because you understood that this is what I would do and this is what I would mean, and I was forced to make this decision anyway. I have no choice. There are the rules. There are the rules that I must live by. With that, enjoy the rest of your morning. I'm Source. I'm 7. I'm 1.